All right, welcome back inside our Vancouver Proactive Studios. And joining us in studio right now is George Sukachoff. He's the president of GGX Gold Corp. And George, great to have you in studio.
Thank you for having me.
So just recently became president April 25th.
Yes.
You were in sort of semi-retirement.
Yes.
But you're out of it now. Why move out of semi-retirement and take over GGX?
Well, it was an offer I couldn't refuse. The GGX is in the backyard of my hometown of Grand Forks, South Central BC, and it's a very prolific mining district. And they are looking at acquiring, in addition to their gold property already that they have in the area, they're looking at acquiring the Phoenix property, which is something that I'm been following for the past number of years. The Phoenix, as we'll talk about a bit, but so it was a good opportunity. I saw something where I could add value, tremendous value to it, and
right.
So I jumped in, and also it's a little bit of giving back to the community too. Hope we can be successful and
sure.
create jobs once again, mining jobs once again in this community.
They could certainly use it, that's for sure.
They could certainly use it, that's right.
So tell me about Gold Drop. That's sort of the heart of GGX to begin with.
The Gold Drop property, yeah, it's an interesting property. Again, in the area of the Greenwood, we call it the Greenwood Grand Forks district there.
Yep.
It's a high-grade gold, silver property. It's we're drilling currently one of the veins, high-grade veins, the COD vein. And the unique thing about it is that we're getting over 100 grams gold, about over 1,000 grams silver intervals, close to surface as well, which is important as well too. We're roughly starting around 20 meters below surface.
That's good.
It's important. Also, another component in the Gold Drop is we recently discovered tellurium. Tellurium is something I never heard about before either, and but we're getting some of the highest grade tellurium in the world. Where tellurium is used today now is traditionally was used as an alloy in copper for anti-rust, etc. It's added to prevent rust and lead component as well too. But it's also now being used as in thin film solar panels.
Right.
And cadmium tellurium is the component for solar panels. So there's starting to be a big demand, but it's a very, very rare element. And so we're just following that through. That's a secondary thing we're looking at.
But to have some is positive, obviously.
It looks good. That's right. Hey, nothing wrong with having a green metal these days. Yes,
that's right.
That's right. Yeah.
So now let's take you to Phoenix, because Phoenix is adjacent to Gold Drop, right?
That's right. Phoenix property is really a fantastic property with a lot of history, and it's become available to GGX Gold. It's owned currently by Golden Dawn Minerals. Golden Dawn is changing their focus into strictly mining.
Okay.
And they have two mines in the region as well too that they're looking at restarting, the Lexington and the Golden Crown. So by focusing on them, they're sort of giving up they like to spin out their exploration projects. And that's where the opportunity came in.
Okay.
Again, we're adjacent, was a natural for GGX to pick it up, and we're in the negotiation stages right now.
Okay.
We completed a third-party independent valuation on the, so we have a number what it's worth. And so it probably is in my mind, this is one of the reasons why I came back, probably one of the best projects that I've seen in my 35-year career. And I'm even more fortunate that it's in my backyard of the hometown there. So I still have
followed it a long time.
Followed it a long time. On the property is the former Phoenix mine. It was a large open pit mine owned by Granby Mining. It produced over 1 million ounces gold, 18 million ounces silver, and 500 million pounds copper.
Wow.
It was really a job generator also in this community. These communities, both Greenwood and Grand Forks, are very pro-mining. They understand the importance and the high-paying jobs that mining creates, both in exploration, development, and production. So we're in a very friendly environment, which is something pretty good today, of course, and especially in BC. But in addition to the former mine, there's 30 past-producing smaller mines in this area, on the property. And when you see such a high concentration of mines and mineralization, from my experience, I naturally said there's something bigger going on there. There's
right.
something below that they haven't touched yet. And we see this in two other mines in southern BC, where this recently happened, where in Princeton, which is about an hour and a half west of us, or an hour east of us from Vancouver here, is the Copper Mountain mine.
Yes.
Copper Mountain was operated by Newmont until 96 or 7. And they walked away. They said, it's all mined out. It was a large open pit. Walked away. Of course, copper was $1 a pound at the time. And
how things change.
how things change. That's right. Gold was $300 an ounce, et cetera, like that. Yeah. So a fellow by the name of Jim O'Rourke, a local well-known geologist and entrepreneur, came along and same thing. He said there's got to be something down deeper. You just don't have these big deposits like that sitting there. They didn't drop from the sky. And he used some new technology at that time, around 2010, called Titan deep penetration.
Yeah.
And this is where you're able to look down actually through geophysics.
A 3D model it.
3D
almost.
modeling.
Yeah.
2 kilometers down. Now you won't necessarily mine 2 kilometers down, but what you're looking at is that the plumbing system coming up.
Absolutely, yeah.
And what he's able to identify, you could actually see this plumbing system coming up, what the feeder systems are feeding the Copper Mountain mine.
So if you do acquire Phoenix, would that be something you would look at on there?
Absolutely. So we're going to be applying new technology with ours too. Same principle, and it's even quicker and less expensive. Airborne ZTEM, we call it. I used ZTEM in South America. I was former president and CEO of PBX Ventures, and we have projects in northern Chile. We're looking for large porphyry systems, and we're the first to bring in ZTEM, a company out of Toronto, Geotech, developed this new system. And we're able to identify successfully these large porphyry systems. And this is something what we're looking at on the Phoenix. What is feeding all these 30 mines here? Yeah.
So just give us quickly, so that's going to be the focus then for the rest of this year?
That's the focus. It's going to be an accelerated program. We should be completing the negotiations and acquisition of the Phoenix. And immediately thereafter, we have everything in place to fly the ZTEM, and shortly thereafter, we'll be drilling the targets. We're currently we've announced last week, we're arranging $1.5 million financing to see everything through quickly, and we hope to have it all done in the next 4 months, completed, and see if there is actually a large system there.
Well, it's going to be busy, and good luck on bringing back mining to your hometown as well. It's very exciting. George, great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Very good. Thank you, Steve.
All right, George Sukachoff, the president of GGX Gold Corp.